Billy wants West Virginia Hills.
He does?
Yeah. And he wants the old way.
Most of the time it's pretty good. Sometimes it's not too hot, just depends on who's there, but you know what I mean. Because when you have a thing where everybody and anybody comes in, why, sometimes it's pretty good and sometimes it's just like down in Charleston. You get around a lot of those jams, they have so many people there that pretty soon it's just like a bunch of noise. Sometimes you have too many people. It sounds better when there's, you know, maybe 4 or 5 or 6. You start getting more than that, and I don't know, pretty soon it kind of goes haywire to me. Well, I was probably in the middle 30s before I started playing again. There was an old fella, I worked for the power company, and the power company closed down their appliance service, and they sent another old guy that was about ready to retire down to the plant where I worked. And he found out that I played a little bit of music, so he wanted me to come over to his house. And there was another old man that came over there. He was from Masontown, Mr. Taylor, and he played the fiddle. And after I got to hearing that, you know, I really got interested again, you know, to go and hear somebody play and that you could play with, and I got started again, and then just went from there. Then we'd play about once a week over at his house. Of course, they're all dead now, but a lot of the guys that I played with have died because most of them were older. The day before I went to the hospital to I thought I was going to have a stent, and I ended up having an open heart surgery, but I wanted to finish it in case, because I didn't know, you know, things happen. I didn't want to be done. I had it finished, but I didn't have it strung up, and I strung it up the day before I went to the hospital. Well, my dad was older than my mother. He was a World War I veteran. And he was married once before. And he made a fiddle. He lived on the farm over in Preston County. Between his first marriage and his second marriage, my grandfather had a farm over there, and he went back on the farm. And I guess for something to do, to occupy him, he made this fiddle, and it was always at home, but he never played it. So anyway, after I got back to playing music, Mr. Taylor, he'd have something with his fiddle that wasn't just right, and I'd take it and fix it for him. What little bit I knew, you know. Well, I got to reading books and got more interested in it, and then I got to go to flea markets and so on, and I would buy an old fiddle that was tore up, and then I'd bring it home and I'd work on it, and I got to where I knew more about it, so I decided I'd try to make one, and I did. But I was still working when I started, so I got it started, and then it laid for several years before in fact, after I retired when I finished it. And then I decided I'd make another one. And so I'm on the 4th one, but that'll probably be about the last one. The one you make, the next one you make is going to be a little bit better. It's going to sound better or something, but really that hadn't happened too much. I've done a lot of things better than what I did on the first one, but they haven't really sounded any better than the first one too much. but probably because I probably made them about the same way. I just wanted them to have something that belonged to me, that for a keepsake, because I don't think any of them will ever play. Two of the grandkids, they're just 8 and 10 years old. They, you know, they're not into anything like that. These are full size. And the other two are girls, and they're not interested in anything like that. Yeah, after I made a couple, why then, well, I thought, well, I'd make a couple more, and then, well, they can do with it whatever they want to after I'm gone. Between the coats. Just, it's something that I wouldn't get rid of, you know, just to sell or make it for somebody else, because it's too much time involved and too much work. That's 1, 2, and 3 right there. I can't say that it bothered me. I understand it, because kids don't always want to do what you'd like for them to do, but I never pushed them to do it. Play a little bit of Arkansas Traveler.